Hey guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart and I have a very special video here for you today. In this episode, we will be mounting our new integrated taillight on a GSX-8 series Suzuki. Behind me, what you see is a GSX-8R. This unit also works plug and play with the GSX-8S model. We wanted to take this farmland tilling device look from the bike, take it off, and replace it with sleek and sexy parts under the tail, and then outfit the bike with new taillight and lighting package that replaces all of the lights that come off with the Fender. We do have our programming button here that lets you access the computer board that's been embedded within this unit. Each press of this button will toggle you through several of the different functions. For the lights, we do have 3 different functions for the brake circuit and 3 different functions for the signal circuit. All of the detailed information will be provided on our product page and also in our feature video. So I will just stop here and we'll get on to the installation as soon as we can so I can show you just how easy this is to mount on the bike. Now, some jurisdictions do not allow for the signals to be only in the capsule of the taillight. So for that reason, you can just forgo the connection of the signal function in the taillight and still use your OEM or aftermarket signals, or you could double them up using our Y-splitter. This is a separate kit. It provides 2 of these harnesses. One side plugs into your bike harness and then provides a parallel connection to the taillight and your choice of signals, whether it be an aftermarket signal like our BL6 here, plug and play to the bike, or if you're outfitting the bike still using the OEM signals, same procedure. It's all plugged through, no big deal. Very easy to install, and we have installation videos for most of our equipment available for this bike. One more thing before we start the installation, this is very important. Anytime you move away from the stock signaling equipment on a bike, you may trip up the signaling system. The OEM signal relays on these bikes are set for a certain amount of current flowing through each light. This will draw much less current than the OEM setup, so it'll likely speed up in flash rate, especially so if you also change the front signal. So whether your symptom is fast flash, intermittent flash, or they're just stuck on or stuck off, this will be your solution. Our Gen 2 flasher relay is a direct replacement for the OEM relay that is housed below the tank. We do have a separate video instructing you step by step how to install this part and configure it. It is adjustable. If you want to customize your flash rate, you slip off the gray cover, adjust it a little bit, and the flash rate will be to your liking. Now, this installation is very simple. Like I said, I can probably do it. If I'm not talking, I can probably do it in 1 minute. However, this bike is fully stock. It's still equipped with all of these components. So what I'll do first is remove those components and install one of the Fender Eliminator variants that we offer here at TST Industries. We will not be detailed on those steps because we have very detailed instruction videos for each one of the kits that we provide. So if you need those steps in detail, please watch our other videos that you can access through the product page for each product. All right, as you can probably tell, I'm really amped. I want to tear into this thing. Let's grab some tools and let's get going. Now, the following step will actually begin the installation of the taillight. We'll be removing this center shroud via the removal of these 2 push fasteners and then the 2 Phillips head fasteners on top. We will replace our new taillight in the same fit and orientation as the shroud. Plug it in, get the fasteners back in, and we'll be good to go. Let's start with these guys. Push in the center. Then we withdraw it. When the center is pushed in, that is unlocked. We push it back out, make the center protrude from the head. That resets it into the configuration that we'll need for reinsertion later. And then we proceed to the 2 top fasteners here. Once all 4 fasteners are out, this is free to come out. It does have some sliding interference locks here and here, and then also these tabs that fit over the undertail here. So we will grasp this here and pull towards the rear end of the bike. Once these guys clear out, I can go to the side and bring our taillight into view and basically reinstall it in the reverse order of disassembly of the stock parts until it all clicks together. Inspect to make sure all of the holes and edges align. Sometimes on some of these bikes, these fairings are inset a little bit more than on others, but they are soft mounted here, so we could just pry them out and make sure that the taillight side will pop in and won't interfere, and that's good here. I'm going to start engaging my screws. Get the thread engaged first. Do not tighten just yet. Gonna get my push fasteners in from the bottom. As you can see, I have them reset, ready for reinsertion. Once they go in and bottom out, I press in the center until it clicks. That locks it in place. Okay, everything's looking good. My alignment is good. So now I will tighten down on these screws. And you want to make sure that you pressurize this real good and preload the threads, but do not mash it down. Just like with the OEM equipment, if you mash it down too heavy, you'll distort the plastic, and that is not covered by warranty. Now let's handle the wiring. During the removal of the fender and lighting assembly, I removed connectors from within this boot. If you take your hand upstream of the boot, you can pull down on that boot and expose all of those connectors so that they're easier to work with. There are a number of connectors here. You have the red one and the black one. Those are signals. And then you have a 3-conductor main. This is where the taillight came out of. It's very simple. You find a key. There are smooth surfaces. There's a keyed one that goes in the window position here. It's really only one way to engage it. Push it until it clicks. Boom, good to go. I'm going to power up the bike. Make sure I'm having red function going. Brakes working. And now I'm going to connect my signal leads. I'm going to try one combination first. Okay, that worked out. All right, now let's route the wire. I typically like to route this wire under this guy. So I'm going to slip this off of its keeper, get this wire around this cable management clip here, overlap the bulk here into the boot. That'll keep it down for me there, and then forward the boot upstream, or downstream rather, here, and re-engage this connector here and onto its keeper. Now we have very factory looking wiring for all of these components. Everything's nice and neat. I'm going to go in the reverse order of disassembly here for the seat and other things I've disturbed during this installation. Now we can hop behind the bike, test all of the functions, talk about flash rate, talk about programming via the press of this button, and then we'll close up and go for a ride. All right, let's power it up. We have running light function. Let's test the front brake. Let's test the rear brake. If something's not functioning right, this is a perfect opportunity to correct adjustment to the brake reed switches. We have left signal, we have right signal. So you can see we are flashing at the correct rate. So for this particular installation, this relay will not be necessary. However, we did notice when we performed these installations on our GSX-8S and our factory GSX-8R in conjunction with front signals, the flash rate does in fact get tripped up. So in that case, this unit will be necessary. So I recommend that you guys consider purchasing that if you're buying a whole bundle of parts. Let's quickly touch on the programming. As I mentioned before, there is a button here on the forward side under the seat, accessible from behind the latch bar. So with the taillight turned on, to set signaling function, you just turn it on and toggle through. There are several different states that you can adjust. Leave the one that's to your liking, and then to program the brakes, turn on the brakes and toggle until you have arrived at the one that's to your liking. Now, real quick, each press of the button toggles through a signaling function within a brake function. So for standard brake, which is on off, you will have 3 different signal functions. Then the next press will get you to the next brake and reset the signal functions and restart. So you just have to press this button enough in that scheme until you arrive at the one you like the most. For myself, I like the strobe brake and the scanning inboard to outboard sequential signal. I'm gonna leave it at that. This is pretty much done here. I'm gonna replace the seat and this installation will be complete. All right guys, this installation's complete. The bike is ready to go. And as you can see, we've radically changed the look of the bike back here. It is sleek and sexy and it looks like a proper bike. If you agree, check out tstindustries.com. We have these lights in stock, ready to go, along with the fender eliminators and other components that you see in our catalog. Thank you for watching. I really enjoy conversing with you guys, so drop me a comment below and hit like and subscribe and ride safe. See you later.